Where Hawaii Eats is presented by the Honolulu Star-Advertiser's Dining Out, Outrigger Waikiki Hotels and Resorts, and Sysco Hawaii.
Aloha and welcome to Where Hawaii Eats. I'm Ann Lee and I'm happy to announce our chef, our guest chef today, Executive Chef Paul Rivera from Hula Grill. Hi Paul.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here.
What are you going to make for us today?
So this morning we're going to be making one of our signature dishes for breakfast. It's called strawberry mochi waffles.
Okay, let's start.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to make the dry ingredients. We're going to add 1 pound of mochi flour. And then we're going to add our waffle mix.
What's the quantity of this?
This is 1 pound of mochi flour and 15 ounces of waffle. And we're going to add 2 cups of white sugar.
Can you tell me where your restaurant is located, Chef?
Our restaurant is located right downstairs on the 2nd floor, right above our sister company, Sysco Waikiki.
Downstairs from where?
From Outrigger, right down here. So once we have our dry ingredients, we're going to start putting our wet ingredients. So we're going to put in our 4 ounces of melted butter, half an ounce of vanilla extract.
Do I need a waffle machine to make this?
Yeah, I mean, typically, yes, you would need a waffle mix, but you can do a traditional way and do like a pancake one if worse comes to worse.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add our wet ingredients, which is water and strawberry puree.
Did you create this recipe?
We have other chefs that created this, and this was, I think, created about 2 years ago, and it's been a hit ever since.
I see.
So what we do is, and the last thing, we're gonna put our baking powder.
How many waffles will this make?
So this batch will make approximately 6 to 7 waffle size orders. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mix this, and you have to let it sit for about half an hour to an hour. But because to the course of time, I already have one already made. So
magic of television.
Magic of television. So this is how it looks like. It's gonna be that little reddish, purplish color.
Nice.
Okay, so that's it.
This is the top seller at the restaurant for breakfast?
Yeah, this is one of our top sellers. And we wanted to do this because we wanted to showcase that we have a lot of our concept for Hula Grill.
So there's that nice, beautiful berry color.
Yeah. Normally we put about 15 ounces. So I
So
would
what are
sit
your
for 6
hours?
minutes.
What are your hours of operation?
So for breakfast, well, we open on Thursday, on the October 29th. So we're technically only going to be open for dinner, 3 to 5, and then 5 to 9 for our dinner menu.
How would you describe the cuisine that Hula Grill has?
We like to use everything that's fresh, local. We mostly concentrate on our fish product and local farmers.
So local.
Local, yes,
you like
exactly.
locally resourced.
Yes.
Similar to your Duke's Waikiki, your sister
Concept.
restaurant concept.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So while that's cooking, I'm going to be adding on our mascarpone cream. This is what we do to add for our topping. Mascarpone and whipped cream as our topping, topped with Manoa honey. So this one just has to be a little bit at room temperature. I'm going to add a little bit of whipped cream mix to that.
That looks really good. Can I just go like this?
Yeah, mascarpone is a really good flavor with it. Some people like to add a little powdered sugar to keep it a little bit sweet. But
How long?
because, 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah, 6
okay.
minutes. Okay.
Nice and fluffy.
Okay, so that's going to be our topping later.
Nice.
And then for our topping, we're going to put fresh blueberries, strawberries, and our Manoa honey right on top.
So Hula Grill serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Yes,
correct?
correct.
7 days a week?
Yes. Okay.
What are the top sellers for dinner?
Dinner, obviously, one of our dish later on is going to be our twin fish. That is also another popular dish. We also have our steaks, which is popular, but for the most part, we showcase a lot of our local fish. We get it fresh every day.
How long has Hula Grill been open here in Oahu?
Oh, I think it's like going on 16 years,
16
I think.
years.
Yeah, a long time already.
Wow, it's a long time.
A long time. Okay, I think this should be almost ready.
So Chef, are we?
So, this is our waffle.
Wow.
It's a little bit soft, so we'll just go
Okay.
another more minute.
Okay.
A lot of people like theirs a lot of crispy. Now, the difference between the regular waffle and our regular mochi waffle is this one is a little bit moister because it has the mochi flour strawberry versus just the pancake
Nice.
waffle. So I think this is almost ready.
What does mochi do? Like, explain to our viewers what what mochi does
Yeah.
and adds to the waffle.
Mochi gives it a little bit of that moisture texture versus just traditional flour, which is more glutinous. So this is more like the Asian-y version of the flour. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Plate this bad boy.
ooh.
Move this over here.
So here we have this, blueberries, some fresh strawberries.
And this is how you do it exactly at the restaurant?
Yes. One waffle per order.
One
and then-
waffle per order. Wow. Tell us your social media handles if you're on Instagram and Facebook.
I think we have one at Hula Grill.
So I think it's Hula
Yeah.
Grill Waikiki.
Yes. Okay, and then we're gonna drizzle some
And
manoa honey on
reservations
top.
needed to dine in?
Oh, yeah. For now, I think it's only 5 per table,
res-
but yeah, reservations highly recommended.
Okay, let's
Okay.
grab a fork and try this. Okay. Thank you, Chef,
You're welcome.
for coming and
welcome.
sharing your recipe. Thank you, Outrigger Waikiki.
Thank you.
And make sure you visit Hula Grill. And thank you guys for watching. Aloha.
Cheers.
Welcome to Where Hawaii Eats. We are in the heart of Kaimaki at Brick Fire Tavern. Joining me is the owner, Matthew Resich. So tell me a little bit about Neapolitan pizza. Can you tell me what the difference is?
Oh yeah, Neapolitan pizza, or Pizza Napoletana as the Italians would call, is a specific style of pizza. Some say it's the birthplace of pizza in Italy. It's a very craft-forward pizza, very specific in ingredients. So everything about it is unique to the style itself. And unlike other pizzas, this pizza is really enjoyed fresh and hot out of the oven.
So very basic, pure ingredients.
It's very simply topped. Yeah, you want the ingredients to shine. And that's another thing that I think is important about this style of pizza is it's very high quality toppings, and each of them play a balance to kind of create flavor profiles that are unique and blended, but not overpowering.
So tell me what you prepared today.
Sure. So our menu is a combination of it's Napoli inspired but locally crafted, and that's kind of our mission and tagline that we strive to achieve every day. So a Caesar salad being a good example. This is our take on it. We use local baby romaine from Maui. It's Waipoli Farms. We also use Hope Farm cherry tomatoes. We import anchovies from the Mediterranean, and then we make a house crostini, so out of our house bread. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
So how did you get to Hawaii? You moved here from New York when you were 10.
Correct.
So tell me about this journey.
Well, I came with my family. I was a kid, so my father was always in some sort of travel business. In New York, he was with airlines, and then he moved to American Express, which brought him to Hawaii. And we came when we were 10, and he worked there for a few years. And then his assignment was complete, and we went back to New York, and we were there maybe 9 months, and everyone was like, no, we got to come back to Hawaii.
So you basically grew up here.
Yes.
So but it's interesting because you lived kind of close to where we are right
Yeah,
now.
we live not far from here. I used to bike up the street, and yeah, I'm definitely from this area. And I've seen, the ups and downs. Always fond memories of eating and this neighborhood. But I also remember New York quite a bit, and my love for pizza, my love for bagels, and certain.
Is that how you decided to open up a restaurant that's centered
Yeah.
around pizza?
I've always wanted. If anyone knows me growing up knows I from high school I was going to go into Tim's school, and everything was always going to be hospitality, but pizza and beer was definitely my shtick. And I wanted to do that long, long ago. And it's always been a dream and a passion. So I've always been in hospitality, but not restaurant specific. And it was at MCNA where I met my life partner, Intira. So we both decided, let's quit our jobs. Let's go to Italy and learn how to make this style of pizza and open a restaurant. We were trying to open actually in Seattle, Ballard specifically. And we took many trips there, and it was just too difficult to just move somewhere and open a restaurant. It just seemed daunting. Whereas here we had networks, both of our networks. She's a local girl, or was a local girl also. She passed away, unfortunately, 2 years back. But so we try to honor her in everything we do here. But yeah, she, local girl, and we just thought maybe let's use our resources here to put it together. And we did.
So what else came on our table?
These are meatballs, and we make house meatballs are something we've been doing for the last 3 years since we opened. Something that I learned working in San Francisco. But again, to tie it back to our Italian roots is, to us being Italian is fresh and local. And so it doesn't necessarily need the tomato sauce or be a meatball, but what needs to be in there are local ingredients. And that's what we do. We use our old bread that we're making. We use local beef and pork. And we do a marinara in-house, and we let it stew in there. The tomatoes are from San Marzano, but the basil's from Waianae.
So a lot of locally sourced ingredients go into this as well.
Yeah, that's kind of our, what we like to, that's our mission really, is to be fresh and local. So Napoli inspired, locally crafted.
So you have this wonderful, wonderful mural that kind of is this like time stood still kind of thing, talking about the journey about the pizza.
The pizza, yeah. It's that's a timeline. That's the history of pizza. That's the history of Neapolitan pizza. And what we really wanted, we thought it would be fun, obviously, but what we wanted to kind of showcase is the irony of such an Italian product, Italian-backed product and a craft, but it's the accumulation of an entire globe and 2,000 years of experience.
So does this segue into the name Brick Fire Tavern? How did you come up with that name?
The name Brick Fire Tavern felt, really the location played a role. We opened in Chinatown, and the bricks in that building were from 1886. They were ballast bricks from the ships, and but that building has a lot of history. And that kind of was what we were doing. We wanted to bring the tradition and the old to the new. So Brick Fire Tavern was kind of our play on that.
Now, something else made it to our table.
Yes, it did.
What is it?
So this is our house Nyoketi. So Nyoketi, unlike how it sounds, are not just baby gnocchi. They look like gnocchi. They're rolled out similar to gnocchi, but they are actually little dumplings. And so this is made with we make our own Nyoketi, the baby dumplings rolled. And it's a gorgonzola crema with our local mushroom from Waimanalo and some guanciale.
Wow, that looks beautiful.
It's quite tasty.
And that is very tasty. I've had that. It's one of my other favorites.
And then some fresh arugula on top, just for brightness to cut through the richness.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That looks amazing. I have to move away from my meatball. So this segued into the pizza that just appeared magically on our table.
Yes. So this pizza is the classic Neapolitan pizza. It's the margherita, and it was made in Italy in 1889. If I do my 1869 was made for Queen Margherita from Savoy, and it's to resemble the Italian flag. And that was her favorite pizza made in Napoli, and it became the kind of the poster child of Neapolitan pizza.
So there's such an authenticity vibe from this restaurant, and I don't know if a lot of people knew that. Like, there's some core roots that you've instilled upon the menu. You resource the natural things around you as well.
Definitely.
So what an amazing story. What an amazing process.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. And that's if someone wants to geek out, our staff is very, knowledgeable about pizza. That's one of the prerequisites to work here is you have to love pizza. We do continuing education.
Or you can just come here and enjoy the pizza, and you don't have to deal with any of that.
Do you know
Just
that you're
enjoy-
getting
Yeah.
a fine product?
Know that we're not cutting corners.
So this is, would you say this is the most popular?
It is, yeah, absolutely. The margarita is one of our top 4, and I think it is number 1.
That's amazing. That
Yeah.
basil is so fresh.
Basil is fresh. When we order it, they pick it in Waianae, we get it.
This is delicious.
Tomatoes San Marzano, and we pull that mozzarella today for this pizza. So we pull every single day.
Well, Matt, I so appreciate you telling me your story
Well, thank
and
you.
the background of everything. It just really puts it into place. We're here with Jason Wong, president of Sysco Hawaii. Jason, there's so many different products that Sysco offers. You have Angus beef, you have produce. Tell me about your products.
Just here in Hawaii, we stock over 6,000 items. Sysco actually is the largest food service brand.
So being in Hawaii, are you able to work with some of the local farmers here?
Yeah, we love local farmers, and our customers demand local. So we buy as much local as we can, to the point where there's not enough supply. We actually even have programs where we buy the insurance for local farmers, small local farmers that can't afford the insurance, because one of the things that we pride ourselves on is safety in the supply chain, food safety.
So growing up on the mainland, I remember having, familiar with the Sysco name. How have they been successfully been the biggest food service producer in the nation?
Sure. Well, they weren't the biggest just because they're the biggest. They've grown because they've invested in their customers, and one way that we've done that is building this food service brand. So Sysco is actually the largest food service brand in the world. We have 300 to 400 quality assurance inspectors that are Sysco employees that all they do is inspect the fields to make sure Sysco is getting the best quality produce. So when we put our name on that box, we have the best, because our customers expect the best. You don't be the biggest by luck. And we do it because we are trying to take care of our customers, do right by them, bring value to them. And we have thousands of products under our label. It'd be unfair for me to try to pick out some favorites, but you can definitely get more information on our website.
Welcome to Where Hawaii Eats. Today we are here at the Sysco Hawaii Business Resource Center, where it's more than a concept kitchen. We're also here today with Chef Jackie Lau, who is their culinary specialist. Thank you, Chef Jackie, for joining us. Can you tell me why this is called the Business Resource Center? When there's a kitchen there, you have all the Sysco products?
Well, it's more than just cooking, so it's about helping our customers with all kinds of resources that they'll need to have a successful restaurant.
So what did you create for us today?
Today I'm utilizing one of my favorite products. That's a Sysco product, utilizing the Simply cauliflower crust. So we have
Thank you.
fresh veggies, broccolini, we have roasted portobello mushrooms, some basil pesto, and fresh mozzarella cheese.
Wow. So cauliflower crust, is this something new that Sysco has?
They have a lot of plant-based products that they've been developing over the last few years. So this is one of those. That's sort of the offshoot line, which is the Simply brand.
And this is amazing, by the way. I do think that this option for cauliflower crust, especially with a lot of carb-conscious folks and gluten-free and options like that.
And it doesn't taste like it, which is kind of funny.
Like it. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
This position that you have, it's kind of new to Hawaii. Is this something that Sysco has in every part of the country?
I was actually brought on. I retired from Roy's, and I was just kind of hanging out and traveling, and they asked me if I would come in and talk to them, and I was a customer for years and years and years, and this kind of just evolved into working with the sales team and just helping them with, restaurant issues, and then into now what is this culinary specialist position.
Tell me how this position helps your current customer base.
Well, I'm a resource. That's, the biggest thing. Not everybody has, the knowledge of necessarily all the ingredients. So our sales team knows a lot about ingredients, but sometimes chefs ask for things that they're not aware of. So I may or may not know about it, and so I work with the customers for that.
With the pandemic, how have you folks been an additional resource? Because I know a lot of restaurants have been hurting.
Yeah, well, at first, a lot of what I was doing was just answering phone calls and trying to, guide people through the maze and, give them accurate information based on what the state was saying we could and couldn't do. Also, I'm a Serve Safe proctor, so trying to get a lot of our customers serve safe so that their staff understood exactly the proper food handler sanitation requirements and, just kind of talking them through.
How do restaurants get more information on how to become, a customer of Sysco Hawaii?
Well, they can call Sysco Hawaii, and they will take all your information and gets back to you. It's pretty easy. It's just a matter of signing up and opening an account, and off you go.
Where Hawaii Eats is presented by the Honolulu Star-Advertiser's Dining Out, Outrigger Waikiki Hotels and Resorts, and Sysco Hawaii.